Hi people, Newbie's back. I have to add I'm going to call this episode 36 and a half because I learned something. And what I learned is that with the power cab, when you put engines in a consist, that's the only place the power cab recognizes them. Go figure. I have to credit my friend Mikey. You saw him in one of the previous videos. He was here running some trains with me, and he saw that video, and he calls me and he says, "Don't give up on DCC. It's great. Don't even think about stopping." And we got to talking. And he says, you know, it may have something to do with consist or something like that. I don't remember his exact phrase, but he got me to thinking about that. You know, when he was here last, we were fiddling with those engines and we were adding them into consists and playing with different configurations of different engines. And I got to thinking about that. And I went back into the train room and I pulled up some of those engines that didn't work. And I went into the power cab and I assumed that each one of those engines was part of a consist. And oh, by the way, let me back up here. Those of you that may not be trained people may not understand what a consist is. Anytime you see a train running down the lines and there's more than one engine, when you have more than one engine on a train, that group of engines is called a consist. So that's what we're talking about here. But with the power cab, when you're doing a consist, you have to tell the power cab that you have several engines running together. And what that does for you is you name the consist, by a number or whatever. And then the consist operates from the power cab as a single unit. So you can have, I don't know what the limit is, but you can have several engines, 2, 3, 4, 5 engines all pulling the same train. And when you power up the power cab and you give it throttle, it gives all those engines throttle in the same direction at the same time. That's the way it works. Well, anyway, backing up, after Mikey raised that issue with me, I got to thinking about that, and I went back into the train room, and I started picking up those engines that no longer respond to the power cab. And by the way, they were also not responding to the reset function in the power cab. And I went into consist mode and I deleted a given engine from a consist. So basically, engine number 951. So I just entered into the power cab. I said, consist, delete 951. And what do you know? Engine 951 worked. And I went through that with all of those engines that didn't work. Now they work. Well, there's two of the engines that weren't in boxes. The ones in boxes still don't work. But only two of those engines that were in video number 36 now don't work. So I learned something. Maybe you did too. So anyway, if you have a power cab and you have engines in a consist, the power cab will not recognize them outside of the consist. Who knew? I thought I could just enter an engine, a loco number, and reset it, and it would reset it. But apparently it doesn't reset it if the power cab thinks it's part of consist. So I'm feeling better now. I've got what was it? what I've got, there were, I think, a total of, didn't I say 11? So 2 didn't work. So, well, and then there were the 2 in the boxes. So I got about, what, 6 or 8 more engines operating now. I'm feeling much better. So, is this a disregard for that last video? I think maybe it is. Anyway, that's the update. Oh, by the way, I've had some comments. People are offering suggestions. I really appreciate those. But like I say, I think that's the problem that I'm realizing, that when you set up a consist, it creates problems. So that's it. Just a quick update.